you have been aligning yourself with the Lakers for a while now, really believing in them, but you have had some doubts. So what do you think at this point? Are we staying on or are we hopping off the bandwagon?
Hey, what's up, Max? How you doing, man? How you doing, Max? I mean,
Nah.
Is everything all right, Max?
Nah.
I mean, I just want to say before I start, hey, Max, that's a really nice haircut you got there, brother. I mean, it's a really nice haircut, nice suit and everything. I hope you had a wonderful weekend, Max. I really, really did. Vince, you too, Vince.
Yes, sir. What you got? What you got?
I refuse to answer that question. Look, man, here's the deal.
On first take.
I ain't gonna completely jump off the bandwagon. I will confess to you that I'm incredibly nervous in the level of faith that I had in the Los Angeles Lakers prior to the pandemic, okay, doesn't necessarily exist based on what I have seen in the bubble. And not only that, not only am I not going to give a definitive answer, all right, I have a right to do so. Guess why? The Lakers have given me a right to do it. You know how they've given me a right to do it, fellas? Did you hear the news about how they're gonna honor Kobe with like the Black Mamba stuff on their jersey? Did you notice with the print? I mean, read the article. You know what they said? After the first round. So in other words, they ain't even sure about what they're gonna do in the first round. And that's why they have the uniforms ready right now. They're not even ready to definitively take a position about what they're going to wear, okay, come first round. That's why they said we gonna do it in the second round, because they gotta wait to see what the hell we gonna witness, because we don't know. Avery Bradley's not there. Rondo's been cleared with the quarantine thing. We don't know what his eligibility is, but we anticipate that in all likelihood he'll play. Probably game 1 tomorrow, but definitely by game 2. The reality is the Los Angeles Lakers can't make shots. They don't seem to be on the same page. We understand the level of detail, the elevation of detail kicks in come postseason time and what have you, but they got to go up against Dame Dollar, CJ, and an offense that is lethal, although they've got a defense that's offensive because they're so porous. But in the end, what it comes down to is that the Los Angeles Lakers at this particular moment in time, I have not seen them play. I have not seen them show up in this bubble. Can I watch a couple of games first before I can see? Because
No.
I've been looking for the Lakers.
No.
I've been looking for the Lakers all season long. I mean, the Lakers that I picked from October to March, no doubt. That's the team that I picked to win the chip. I don't know who the hell these guys are that showed up in the bubble. I just don't know.
I always thought that the Clippers are going to win the whole thing, but I always thought it was going to be very tough against the Lakers. And I'm a Lakers fan. And the Lakers were firing on all cylinders before the shutdown of the season. They'd just beaten the Bucks and the Clips in back-to-back games. And LeBron had really led that group and had them seeming to just about starting to peak right at the right time. That's all over now. And they had to reset, and they have not looked reset. But don't jump off the bandwagon. You're going to jump off the bandwagon now, Stephen A? Now? Why? Because they haven't looked perfect since the bubble restart, because they're not hitting shots? You can't point to Avery Bradley and Rondo. Those are not two of the top 5 players on the team. Every team has injuries, especially in the middle of a pandemic. You don't know who people are going to be missing. This is not like the Rockets without Westbrook or something like that. Look, the Lakers still have plenty. LeBron James is still among the best players in the game. I thought that the entire season. So is AD. When you have 2 top 5, 6 players on the same team throughout NBA history, that is a problem for everyone else, whether or not they win the whole thing. Portland does not. Portland was lucky to beat a Nets team that had nothing to play for. They were lucky. And when I say lucky, I mean LeVert had to miss the last shot. He had a look and he just missed it. If he doesn't miss it, they lose. And they had everything to play for. They do not play enough defense to beat the Lakers. So I already mentioned LeBron and AD. Everyone knows, and LeBron's even said, Kuzma's got to be their 3rd best player if they want to win. They've had great play from their bigs all year, way more than you could have anticipated reasonably. The bigs have outplayed. But I'm even looking at Danny Green right now. Danny Green has struggled hitting shots in the bubble. But guys, this dude has been a kind of championship DNA style player. Like teams with Danny Green tend to, I don't know, contend for titles all the time. He's been 20% of championship starting fives basically his whole career because he's a big guard who can really 3-and-D. Even with his problems hitting shots in the bubble on the season, he's taking about 5 threes a game and hitting about 37% of them. That's a good three-point shooter. Now, for his career, he takes like 5 threes a game and hits 40% of them. That's an excellent three-point shooter. But even a good version and not an excellent version of Danny Green might be enough for the Lakers to challenge the Clippers in the Western Conference Finals. Surely it will be enough to get past Portland. But main thing is, Stephen A., you cannot, you of all people, best not be jumping off the bandwagon now. You've been pulling the bandwagon since the preseason, since the AD trade.
Oh, where to start? I say, go ahead.
Vince, go ahead.
I'm going to say this. I'm going to say it's not time to jump off the bandwagon yet, but the door is open. And Max, I kind of agree with you both, but I'm in the middle. I think the Clippers now are healthy, and they see that the door is open, and they're going to take advantage of this opportunity. A lot of the things that you said, Max, as far as they need AD to play lights out, but their shooting, Lakers shooting right now is of concern. They're going to need to hit shots because you're going to think, Portland and every other team the Lakers are going to see, the attention is going to be on LeBron and AD. They're going to make these other guys have to hit shots. Kuzma is going to have to play lights out and be that third guy like LeBron said they needed to. I think my Tar Heel, Danny Green, who is proven in the playoffs, is going to have to be the Danny Green. So right now, the door is open.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.